Morning light comes in through a thin curtain, painting pale stripes across a small kitchen table. Alex sits there with a mug that warms both hands and breathes in the quiet. Outside, a city shifts into motion. Distant traffic, the rhythm of a neighbor's footsteps on the stairs. But inside the apartment, everything feels contained, gentle, and slightly heavy. This is a morning that could belong to anyone. A pause before the day begins, an almost empty calendar, and the familiar weight of quiet that sometimes feels like loneliness. Have you ever felt completely alone, even when people around you seem connected? Alex knows that feeling well. Work is busy in a way that makes evenings blur into emails. Friends are around, but hard to reach. Social media scrolls by in glittering fragments that magnify what's missing rather than what's present. Loneliness, in Alex's experience, is not only sadness, it's a signal, one that says emotional and social needs aren't being met. It's part ache, part alarm, and part quiet invitation to change. There is research behind that signal. Nearly 1 in 3 adults report chronic loneliness. That's not just a statistic, it's a shared human situation linked to depression, heart problems, and cognitive decline. Those findings are the backdrop for something more hopeful, small, dependable practices that help shift how people feel and connect. Stephanie M. Jones and her colleagues described a set of these practices as SEL kernels, small, low-burden routines intended to strengthen emotional well-being and build social connection every day. For Alex, SEL kernels aren't an abstract idea. They are a tiny notebook on the table with the cover label Daily SL Routines, written in a neat, slightly crooked hand. The notebook feels ordinary, lined paper, a pen tucked into the spine, but it represents a deliberate experiment. The first routine Alex tries is a 2-minute morning reflection drawn from Jones's work. It's intentionally brief. Alex sets a timer for 2 minutes, sits with the coffee, and asks a few gentle questions. What's one small thing I noticed yesterday that felt okay? Who smiled at me? What's one thing I can do today to reach out, however small? The goal isn't perfection. The goal is daily, consistent attention to the social and emotional threads that often fray when loneliness takes hold. Loneliness can create a loop. The more someone retreats, the less social contact they have, and the more difficult it becomes to reach out. Alex has felt that loop. Even a video call with friends can end in silence that echoes the same empty feeling. The routines Alex commits to are designed specifically to interrupt that cycle. Simple practices like a morning reflection, a quick gratitude note, or a mindful greeting are deliberate, low-pressure actions that invite small social exchanges and reinforce a person's sense of being seen. On day 1, Alex writes a gratitude note. I appreciate my neighbor's smile today. It's a small sentence, tucked into the notebook and folded in a way that makes the words feel private and solid. That afternoon, when leaving for work, Alex nods at the neighbor in the hallway. The nod is brief, almost mechanical, but the neighbor smiles back. It's not transformative, it's not cinematic, it's a quiet, ordinary return of recognition. And for Alex, that return feels like a small, meaningful proof that connections can be reciprocal. There's a scientific reason to trust these little proofs. Research by Cacioppo and Cacioppo, among others, shows that even minimal increases in meaningful social interaction can reduce feelings of loneliness. SEL kernels capitalize on that principle. Repeated small routines don't require emotional overexertion, but they accumulate. Over the first week, Alex's practice is simple and consistent. Every morning brings 2 minutes of reflection. Each afternoon includes a short check-in with a colleague, an open question like, "How's your day going?" and a gratitude note in the notebook. The actions are low burden. At first, the routines feel almost ceremonial. Loneliness doesn't vanish. A voice in Alex's head questions the point of it all. Maybe this won't work. Maybe people won't respond. Maybe the feeling is too deep for tiny steps. But the routines are designed to be stubbornly ordinary. A few days in, Alex notices small differences. A coworker returns a smile more readily in the hallway. An exchange at the coffee machine includes a shared laugh that lingers a beat longer than usual. These shifts aren't dramatic. They are subtle, like the way a room feels warmer after a window is cracked open. Still, each tiny exchange creates a thread that pulls against the isolation. SEL kernels work because they fit into daily life without requiring big changes. A mindful greeting is simply noticing someone else and offering a brief, genuine acknowledgement. A gratitude practice directs attention to supportive elements already present in a person's life. A short reflection primes attention toward moments of connection and away from the negative loop that loneliness can enforce. In the second week, Alex expands the notebook into a simple log, a short line for each day, notes one small interaction. Mon's smile returned by Dana at the copier. 2's neighbor helped with a package. The log is not a performance chart, it's a memory aid that allows Alex to see the pattern of small social returns. The science supports what Alex is experiencing. Low-burden social routines can increase perceived social support and reduce feelings of isolation. These effects are not about false positivity. They are about attentional and behavioral shifts that recalibrate how someone interprets social signals. When people begin to notice kindnesses, they become more likely to notice and reciprocate them. The routines also reshape internal messaging. Loneliness often convinces people they are invisible or uninteresting. Repeated experiences of being seen, even minimally, offer corrective evidence. For Alex, a returned smile or a colleague's brief acknowledgement begins to counter the internal script of invisibility. This doesn't mean the inner critic disappears, it just gains competing data points. One afternoon, Alex decides to do something slightly bolder but still low burden. Share a genuine compliment with a teammate. The compliment is brief and specific. "I liked how you organized that meeting. It made things easier for everyone." The teammate responds with appreciation and later asks Alex about a weekend plan. The concept of building connection as a skill is central here. Connection is not simply a matter of luck or social charisma. It's learned and practiced. SEL kernels provide a scaffolding for that practice. Micro-routines that build attention, empathy, and the capacity to reach out. In Alex's life, each practice reinforces the others. After 3 weeks, the change in experience is clearer. Alex moves through days with a quieter confidence, less fear about being ignored, more curiosity about others. Conversations last a touch longer. Smiles are noticed and often returned. Alex starts to initiate short conversations, not out of desperation, but out of genuine interest. The impact spills over beyond work. Alex notices neighbors more often, exchanges a greeting on the street, and occasionally texts a friend not to fill a social duty, but to share something meaningful. A photo of a small, unexpected sunset, or a line about a song that felt resonant. Friendships don't instantly deepen into intimacy, but small moments of genuine exchange create openings for real connection. It's important to be realistic. SEL kernels are not a cure-all. Loneliness does not vanish overnight, and some people need additional supports, therapy, community services, or medical care depending on their circumstances. But for many, a set of daily, low-burden practices can shift the social landscape in meaningful ways. The point is incremental change, the accumulation of small positive interactions that alter perception, behavior, and ultimately feeling. Alex keeps the notebook, not as a trophy but as a reminder of progress. The pages accumulate lines like tiny monuments. Week 2, laughter with Sam in the hallway. Week 3, neighbor watered my plant while I was out. Those entries matter because they provide tangible, readable evidence that things have shifted. When momentary doubt returns, as doubts often do, Alex reads the notebook and is reminded that consistent small actions did change the texture of daily life. The routines also build resilience. When setbacks occur, an ignored message or a canceled plan, the practices provide a framework for recovery. Instead of interpreting setbacks as proof of permanent rejection, Alex learns to see them as episodic. A canceled lunch is not a final judgment, it's a schedule conflict or a separate life event. The presence of routines creates a rhythm that reduces the intensity of any single negative moment. Over months, the cumulative effect becomes part of identity, subtly but significantly. Alex begins to think of connection as a cultivated habit. The language changes from "I'm lonely" to "I've been practicing reaching out" or "I've started noticing small kindnesses." That linguistic shift reflects cognitive change. The person now has a narrative of agency rather than resignation. The story of isolation becomes a story of ongoing effort and attention. This transformation is, above all, human and unromantic. It's not a dramatic montage or a sweeping social breakthrough. It's the slow accretion of small acknowledgments, the repeated practice of noticing and responding, the willingness to try again after a letdown. That ordinariness is the strength of SEL kernels. They slot into days without demanding reinvention. What does this mean more broadly? If nearly a third of adults feel chronic loneliness, the promise of small daily routines is an accessible public health resource. The research by Holt Lundstad and others links social isolation to significant health risks, which makes the potential for low-cost, everyday practices meaningful on a population level. Interventions that require little time, little cost, and little specialized training are scalable, and they invite everyone to participate without fear of failure. The practices Alex uses are simple to summarize and easy to try. Start with a 2-minute morning reflection. Ask 1 or 2 gentle questions that direct attention to small moments of connection. Keep a small notebook and write 1 gratitude note each day. Make 1 brief, intentional check-in with a colleague or neighbor. These steps are flexible. They can be adapted to different schedules and personalities. The essence is consistency and kindness. It helps to be specific and intentional without being rigid. A mindful greeting needn't be a performance. It can be genuine and brief. A gratitude note can be a single sentence. A reflection can take place with coffee, on the subway, or for 2 minutes before bed. The critical element is that these are low burden and repeatable. Alex's experience also highlights the social dimension of connection. Small acts invite reciprocity. When someone notices and responds, when a neighbor smiles back or a coworker engages for a minute, it reinforces the behavior. Social environments are shaped by countless micro-interactions. Changing a few of those can subtly shift the broader atmosphere. In the quiet of the apartment, the morning routine continues. Alex drinks coffee, writes a line in the notebook, and sets an intention for the day. A brief greeting in the hallway, a short message to a friend, an attentive ear during a meeting. Those intentions do not guarantee a perfect day, but they establish a pattern that lets small social moments accumulate. Loneliness is not a personal failure. It is a signal, an invitation to address emotional and social needs with intention. SEL kernels offer a practical pathway, low-burden routines that are easy to adopt and powerful in their repetition. They do not erase challenges, but they cultivate awareness, resilience, and connection. If you imagine Alex weeks later, the changes are understated but meaningful. A nod in the hallway becomes a conversation about weekend plans. A gratitude note evolves into a shared story over coffee. A morning reflection becomes a habitual moment of presence. The journey is ongoing. There is no finish line, only the continuing practice of small connective acts that make daily life feel less solitary. This is the quiet work of connection, choosing small behaviors each day that invite recognition and reciprocity. It's about treating social engagement as a skill cultivated through tiny, steady actions. For anyone who has felt alone, this approach offers a gentle, evidence-informed strategy. Start small, be consistent, notice the returns. If these ideas feel relevant, you might try a version of Alex's routine yourself. Commit to a 2-minute reflection each morning for a week. Keep a short log of 1 small social interaction per day. Offer 1 genuine compliment, or check in with a colleague. Notice what changes, what feels different about how you move through the day and how others respond. Soft piano and strings sit under everyday moments. No drama, just small actions adding up to something that matters. For those curious to explore these ideas further, you can find related recordings in our playlist or on this channel. Subscribing allows you to continue following this educational journey, and your comments or likes help guide future content. Thank you for learning with us today, and we look forward to sharing more insights in the next video.